Tell us about Duane Vermeulen, how that came about, and what extra he's going to bring to Ulster.
Well, it came about. I suppose the history is pretty clear. Like Marcel went back to South Africa. We were always in the market for a difference-making player. We signed 𝙎𝙬𝙬𝙀, and then really unfortunately the medical, from our perspective, didn't work out, and we decided at that time, rather than diving straight back into the market and signing the first player that became available, we would be very specific about the type of player that we wanted, and that was somebody who we felt was really going to make a difference to us. And it didn't have to be in any particular aspect. We wanted them to be a back rower, but we wanted them to be an influential back rower. And so when we first looked through that the names on the list were really good players, don't get me wrong, but we have a lot of really good back rowers here, so we just held our breath and kept our powder dry, and then one day Bryn stuck his head into my office and said, "What about Duane Vermeulen?" And I said, "Yes, please," and Bryn really took it from there, and I think Duane said it in his quote. A lot of good conversations around with the agent and with Bryn around what as a club we offer, and what part he could play in that, and well, we are where we are in terms of what Duane can offer. Well, he's a World Cup winning number 8. He was MVP in a World Cup final. He's as a particular player. He's obviously a really big-bodied back rower. We don't have other big body. We've got really good players, but we don't have big-bodied back rowers. That's what Marcel was. Duane brings that. He also brings a lot of game nous. Obviously a really smart player. And you can see from the fact that the Springboks was so keen to get him back into their team, the kind of influence that he is able to have on the game and the people around him. So it doesn't really need me to explain that he is and has been a top quality player for a long time.
I know when Ulster fell short a couple of times over the last season, when it looked as if they were in quite good positions to move on to the next step, are you happy that Duane is somebody who can really help to bridge that gap?
I don't think any one player is going to bridge that gap. I think that on the couple of occasions, or the few occasions we've been within reaching distance of trophies, it's us as a team that have fallen short. And that's progress. It's that's the progression we're on. I think we are a very good team, but the bottom line is, in any given competition, it's like in the URC this year, it'll be one team out of 16 teams that wins it. So you need to be a really good team, and two, you need a little bit of luck along the way. And you need to be able to produce the goods on the day. Is a player of Duane's quality going to add to that? Definitely. Do I think it's the answer that gets you over the line? No, it'll be whether we're better as a team, and he'll play a part in that.
Understandably, a lot of excitement around Duane, but he's not arriving until December or at the end of November at the earliest. How do you channel the excitement that there is around the province right now into the first few months of the season, starting with Glasgow on Friday?
I don't think that that I need to channel the excitement from Duane Vermeulen signing in. I think we have our own excitement. You know, we're setting off on a new competition. There's plenty of excitement to go around. You know, I'm sure from the fans' point of view, the very fact that they're able to come back and watch competitive rugby in numbers is brilliant in and of itself. And you know, our focus now is on the new competition and the new format of the competition, where apart from the derby games, we only get to play each team once. So you know, we get one shot at Glasgow this year, and our minds have to be totally focused on that game, because you know we're fully aware of the history between the two clubs, and you know we've suffered at the hands of what is a really good club on a number of occasions, and we really don't want that to happen.
And to continue a trend from last season, I'll ask about the injury and availability situation. You had Sean Reedy go off against Saracens and a few of the Ireland guys who didn't feature in either of the pre-season games. What's the situation with those guys?
They're well, Sean took a bang, but he was back up and training today, so we're hopeful that he'll be able to play. You know, a couple of the guys like Rob Herring and Will Addison have been injured, and you know we'll have to see over the next couple of weeks how they go. You know, we'd be hopeful that they get some game time in the relatively short period of time. And you know, outside of that, obviously we've got Luke and Jack who are long-term injured. Hendy who won't be back at least for the first 3 or 4 rounds. So you know, other than that, I think Kieran Treadwell won't be available this weekend. And there are a few others with bumps and bruises, but we'll find out on Thursday what the team is, or at least you'll find out on Thursday what the team is.
Where you were, and what was your immediate reaction to hearing that Duane Vermeulen had signed for Ulster?
I think I was at Bannatyne's, the health club, and I just came out of the sauna and I looked at my phone, and Angus Curtis, who I live with, had sent it into the chat. So yeah, I mean, unbelievable signing. Like we're really looking forward to him coming. It would have been great if he could come before the Rugby Championship and get to meet him and stuff then, but guess we'll have to wait till November to get him integrated in the squad, but I'm sure he'll be a great addition.
Obviously a great addition to the pack, but is it a player like that who maybe like Marcel before can get over the gain line and create extra space for you lads?
Yeah, it'll be another superpower for us, but I mean we have enough players in our pack to do that anyway. I think he's just gonna accelerate it a bit more. You know, we have the personnel to do that, but you know, we're not going to say no to him trying to help us out with that as well.
I was asking Dan as well about the new rules coming in. How does that impact your training? I mean, if you have X amount of hours on the training field, are you now spending more time tactically setting up and trying out 50-22 kicks, for example, or is there more time spent on returning a kick with the new dropout rule that's come in?
I mean, it's not something that maybe you need to take more time on. Like obviously it's a part of the game now, so you have to integrate it in your training. It's not like the Rainbow Cup trials where you know you're trying something out for so long. Like this is probably here to stay. So it's just something we have to get used to now. You know, obviously we incorporate it in our training, and it's good to get practice in it. But I would say maybe a bit of extra time, maybe a bit more in meetings and stuff, kind of going over what that means for us and defensive setups and what we can look for. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes this season.
Thanks, best of luck.
Cheers.
James, good to see you. How different of a player do you feel now that you've got an Ireland camp under your belt? I mean, it was a great experience. Obviously, I got a lot of purchase from the camp.
learned from big players and got a taste of what it's like. But I feel like I'm pretty much on the same path of fully ready to go again this season. Different mindset. So it's just how I can take those learnings and stuff from last year and the match experience and that Irish cap and just really push it on this year. Like, I'm so hungry to get more. I'm going to use this first part of the season to really set a marker down, hopefully.
And on that, starting this Friday against Glasgow, how important is it to hit the ground running, especially now there's actually less games in the regular season before you hit the playoffs?
Yeah, there was a point Dan made this morning in the meeting, just about how we play every team once, apart from obviously interprovincial. So, you really need to get one over on every game. There's no off games. So the further we can hopefully try to move ahead of other teams, the better. And it starts on Friday. So
quite a good season last year. A lot of impressive performances. When you look back on your season last year, what do you target for improvement this year?
I suppose it's a general theme from working on your fundamentals from last year. Like, it was a big focus, and just simple things like pass, kick accuracy, breakdown, and then in terms of defence, tackling. So again, it's just how can I get those things better, and then the other things from your game sort of add to that. So just hammering the fundamentals will go a long way again, hopefully. So I've been hammering them over the off season and the pre-season there.
Is that something you're working extra in training, or is that more focus, tightening up mentally, better focus throughout the game?
Yeah, well, a bit of both. Like, I think especially in my sort of position, that those sort of fundamentals of the pass and the kicking is massive. So like, if I'm doing extras of those, but having a real focus on doing them well, a lot of time you can nearly go through the motions, and you can maybe pass an extra 200 passes after training, but it's going to be useless if you're not focused. So 50 focused passes are better than 200 non-focused passes. So yeah, a bit of both.
How are you looking forward to the new season and the infusion of the South African teams? An extra challenge for you guys.
Yeah, it definitely adds to the tournament as a whole. Can't wait to play the likes of those South Africa sides, and should bring real excitement to the championship. It's real exciting times to get back out there and play in front of 15,000 fans again at home to kick us off for the season.
Very good. Can I just ask you quickly about refereeing standards? There was a lot of attention during the Lions series, for example, on referees, and even in the Pro 14 over the last couple of years, a lot of commentary about the standards. You and your teammates, what have you made of the refereeing over the last couple of years? Is it a constant source of frustration, or do you not talk about it at all? You just get on with it?
I think the referees have their own sort of thing they look out for, and we can't. That's out of our control, really. We control the controllables, really, and if we pick up on how different referees referee a game, then we'll focus on that throughout the week. There'll be a lot of different things that they focus on each year, and there'll be different things this year again. So again, that'll be another focus for us. Just working out how referees referee, and it's open to different refereeing styles. But yeah, that's something we have to work out throughout different games.
Thanks, Michael. Best of luck for the season.
Cheers, thank you.
Michael, good to see you. Looking back on the Saracens friendly over in London, how much do you guys take from that result, especially given what they did to Bristol last weekend?
Yeah, definitely. Like, there was a lot of positives taken from that. We had worked a lot on the week, going from the first preseason game to the second preseason game against Saris. We worked a lot on the week of things that didn't go too well, and we fixed them, and it gives us a lot of good pictures going forward. There was definitely a lot of positives going from that game, and I think hopefully we can continue that on to the season. We can't take too much from a pre-season game, because obviously it's not a competitive fixture as such, but it's a good learning experience, win or lose in that sense. But it's good to see our attacking structure working well, and different aspects of our game that we've tried to bring in, working through that game.
Yeah, Dan said you've been working a bit on the new attacking structure. How have you found the changes that you guys have been making during the pre-season?
Yeah, I'm absolutely loving it. It's real exciting. Just keeping the ball alive, and it's something that it'll always be a focus on, and something that we'll continue to work on throughout the season. But hopefully, it'll continue to flourish. Hopefully.
And how important is it to get off to a good start this weekend, especially considering there are less games to play in the regular season this year?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially being at home in front of your own fans again. You need to get off to a good winning start. Because especially these home games, there might not be too many of them, and it's always important to get a good start to sort of put you on the front foot in terms of the league standings, and give a bit of confidence around the camp as well, that what we've done in pre-season and the off-season is working.